Welcome everyone to the walk and talk this evening. How's everybody doing? Getting a little chilly now. It's 7:58 p.m. people. Thank you for checking in. Top Gun, what's up? No sound? You can't hear me at all? What about now? Can you hear me now? Let me know if the sound comes in. I know I do have one of my microphones is being a little suspicious malicious. All right, audio, got you. Thank you. Good to see you. Welcome in, everyone. What's up? Good morning, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. Zola Ropo. I'm on this walk and talk this evening because the night is upon us, people. The day draws nigh. We are closer and closer to the start of a new year. I want us to enter this year, as I was saying earlier this morning, I need us to enter this year excited and determined. I need us to take control of this year, not to allow the year to happen to us, not to allow it to force us to succumb or to surrender to its will, but to dominate this year. And it starts with all the things we've been talking about for the past year, all the things we've been discussing, all the things that have been a part of our conversations, all the things that have been a part of the thought process and the development, all the things that have been a part of the growth and the discipline, is to simply say we are stepping into every moment with determination and discipline, understanding that it takes intention and attention to make things happen. Oh, it's an exciting year coming up, people. I spent this year recovering a long time from just personal hardships and challenges, things that forced me to look at me and say whether or not I was going to rise to the challenge of my own life, whether or not I was going to rise to the challenge of the things that I wanted to achieve, the things I wanted to accomplish, the ways I wanted to walk. And as I started to grow and as I started to focus and as I started to understand that the discipline started with the small steps, it started with the small steps of intentional repetition and actions and behaviors, I started to see growth. I started to see development. I started to understand that where I was going required for me to be active, required for me to be engaged, for me to have a plan. And now here we are. Guys, we are so close. Today is, what is today? The 27th or the 28th, people? Y'all know my watch be putting me to sleep early. Today is December the 28th. The 28th day of December. We got 29, 30, 31. Thursday marks what the calendar says is a new year. People, it's just a cycle. It's just a clock, right? It's just the counting off. Different religions, different places celebrate different times, different years. They celebrate different orders in which things take place. And that's absolutely fine. But what I'm talking about right now is if you're following this Gregorian calendar and you're counting these 12 months off and you're looking at entering to the year 2026, we have to do so with purpose. I'm imploring you and encouraging you to be purposeful in your behaviors, in your thoughts, and in your actions. And watch what you can do in the new year. Don't watch what happens to you. Don't watch what comes to you. Don't look for or watch how others respond to you. Watch what you do. Watch what you're able to achieve, how you're able to grow and accomplish. We got to bring it in, guys. And we have to bring it in with determination. You understand that New Year's, the dropping of the ball, the letting off of the fireworks, it is not to celebrate the passing of the previous year. So many, it's about, oh, I can finally put this last year behind me. No, it's about the foundation that we built in the previous year and how we are going to absolutely take the next year by storm. How we're going to use the lessons we learned with practical application of behaviors and actions that will bring about results in our life on a regular basis. Do not be passive in this upcoming year. If I am not able to share anything with you over these last 12 months, since January the 7th, when I started just posting random shorts, till today, understand, going into this new year, everything I've shared with you is about taking control of your life. It is about taking control of the next steps. It is about taking control of what you're doing, how you're doing it, and why you're doing it. It's about no longer being passive and taking what's allowed for you, or looking for the opportunities that are afforded to you, or seeking out chances that someone may offer you or not. No, it is about taking control, creating your vision, and then pursuing it with purpose, intention, and attention. You have to pay attention to what you want, and you must intentionally act in order to achieve it. You cannot passively achieve your goal. 2026 is coming. It will be here soon, people. Let's take a quick look from the top of my hill, if you will. Discipline is how we're going to get there. I thank you guys for being here today. As always, when you check in, let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know what time of day it is where you are. Have what you say because you win. Thank you for trying your best, however. My microphone isn't working. I might try to plug that back in a moment. I want to thank you guys for being here. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to share with you as we talk about the new year. It is windy out here today. Without question, it's a little windy. 8:06 in Boston. Welcome in, Boston. Heard you guys got a little snow up there not long ago. Hope it wasn't too bad. Who else do we have checking in here? 7:06, Wisconsin, Top Gun, my man. How has your sleep been going? I know we've been talking about, if you can't sleep, work on that thing that you want to be working on and see if it allows for you to rest. See if it allows for you to become peaceful. This wind is now jostling the camera as well, man. Let's see if I can fix this camera real quick. There we go. On and off as usual. All right. Had snow. Wasn't too bad. Okay. My family and I, we went down to Virginia Beach. Traveled down to Virginia Beach to celebrate Christmas. It was cold. It was definitely cold, but it wasn't too bad there either. Thank you again for being here, guys. Thank you for joining on the walk and talk. Thank you for allowing for me to share with you and be a part of this conversation with you this evening as we come out and clearly my equipment isn't a big fan of me chitter-chattering tonight. Definitely having some network problems. It's my equipment, man. My camera's flipping around. My microphone doesn't want to stay attached. I want to see if I can sit this here. If I sit it on something stationary, maybe we can improve. All right. How was that, guys? gonna try plugging this microphone back in. You guys let me know if you can hear me. Can you guys hear me right now? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me know whether or not you're picking up the audio. I know I'm having some issues, but I'm trying to fix them. All right, that's good, that's good. Let me get this plug back on here. Is that audio quality better now that we have the mic on there? Less wind in the background, less background noise. All right, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for allowing for me to be here and to share. So, what is it that I mean as we go into the new year about being determined, about being engaged, about making sure that we are acting with intention and attention? What I mean when I say this is that we're specifically at a point at the end of this year where it doesn't matter if we're talking about finances, it doesn't matter if we're talking about faith, family, jobs, relationships, it doesn't matter what we're talking about right now. We have to understand whatever's been going on, and you don't have to wait until Thursday, but whatever's been going on, whatever direction you've been traveling in, now is the time to think, am I traveling in a direction that I'm intending to travel, or am I following a path that has simply been laid out by someone else and I just happen to be on it? Listen, hey, I'm not going to mention that only because I'm a Cowboys fan. You notice I stopped talking about football about 6 weeks back. It's been all basketball season for me. I actually, my wife is from Baltimore, and her family, they're Ravens fans. I am a Cowboys fan, born in Washington, D.C., but a lifelong Cowboys fan. So no, I won't be mentioning anything about that. Not this year, Top. I've been talking about hockey. How about Ovechkin? Hey, he's. I've been talking about tennis and online golf, anything but football. So, so as we go into the new year, guys, we have to make sure that we're being intentional in our behaviors, our actions, the things that we're looking for, right? If we want to start talking about our finances, we have to make sure that we're making taking specific action about achieving our financial goals, not just lollygagging our way through what's happening in our lives. We have to be very, very intentional in looking at what our money is doing and where it's going. We have to stop letting our money walk out the door. I believe I've shared with you guys before that I was talking on the phone. I was actually talking to my mother, and she's like, oh, I just found this bill. I've been paying these people $60 a month for I don't know how long. And I was like, Mom, don't do that. Like, you can give me $60 a month. And my mother was like, no, I can't give you $60 a month. She's like, I can't afford that. I said, okay, well, Mom, let me just get $3 a day. And she was like, I might be able to afford $3 a day. Thank you very much, Stella. I might be able to afford $3 a day, right? But with me paying the $3 a day, with you paying me the $3 a day, my mother said, okay, fine, I can do that. I might be able to do $3 a day. I'm like, Mom, that's more. That's $90. Took her a second, but she got it. And here's the thing that we're starting to figure out. Here's the thing that I'm trying to share is that we're not looking at where our money is going. And because we're not looking at where our money is going, our money is falling out of our pockets, $1 a day, $2 a day, $3 a day. And it happens in ways that we don't even count anymore, right? The brothers who started Planet Fitness, and you can look them up, I can't remember their names. At the time they started Planet Fitness, I was helping to open a gym in Clarksburg, Maryland. And one of the things they found out is that the two brothers who opened Planet Fitness did not go to school for fitness. They went to school for marketing. And what the brothers figured out is they did a study to find out how much money a person could lose a month and not pay attention to. And it showed that $9.99 on average, 10 bucks, a person could lose every month and not notice. Meaning if someone went into your bank account over the course of 30 days and they say, I want to get $10 out of this bank account, how do I get that $10 without this person knowing? And they go in there and they start to take just change, just pennies, they can get $10 a month out of your account and you wouldn't even notice. Someone can take $10 a month out of your wallet. You wouldn't even notice. That's why they started their memberships at $9.99. Now, when you take a look at the fitness facilities that they provide, there's fitness facilities, you're like, oh, they're high end. They got a bunch of treadmills. They have the no lunk alarm. They have great showers. They have large bathrooms. Right. But they tell you to set up your Planet Fitness at a certain number of square feet. And they say, just get people to sign up. We just need you to sign people up and get them into the gym. And so you sign people up. And then they tell you our recommendation is that you work out 30 minutes, 3 days a week. And then they sign up 85,000 members. And then you say to yourself, if they follow the instruction of working out 30 minutes a day, 3 days a week, we cannot get all of them through here. And then you go to the gym, and what do you see when you go to Planet Fitness? You see lines for the treadmill. You see people standing around and sitting in their cars trying to, because they can't get to the treadmill. They can't get to the workout, but they still pay the $10 a month. And then they get so exhausted, they just stop going. But they keep letting them take $9.99 a month. Why? Because it's just enough for you to not pay attention to. And it doesn't matter what your income level is. So when I'm talking about pay attention and act with intention in this upcoming year as we go into our finances, this is what I'm talking about. We cannot continue to allow bank fees. Who just says it? Stella, she just mentioned it. Bank monthly fees. If you have an account that's hitting you up with fees monthly and it doesn't look like much, man, I'm telling you, you don't notice it. They get you like 3 cents here, $1.35 here, but you're doing a good job of not living paycheck to paycheck, right? And so because you're not living paycheck to paycheck, you see your bank account going up. So you don't even notice the 13 cent, the $1.34, the $1.08. You don't even see it. You're like, what's that? Man, I don't know. Maybe I bought an energy drink. Maybe, you don't even pay attention to it. And they are eating away at your finances because we're not paying attention. We're not acting with intention. That $1.34 matters. Mr. Tahoe, good to see you, brother, man. Welcome in. Say Planet Fitness Homeless Shelter. I don't know, man. I tell you what, some of those models that people, what do they call the people who, they got a name for it. The people who live in their cars and then they do these jobs on the side and then they get a gym membership to take a shower and stuff like that. I know they got a name for what it's called. It's some type of thing it's called. But I tell you what's interesting about it is that even with that going on, that's a model that I tell people, I'm like, hey, I mean, if you're willing to put in the time, there's an opportunity for you to do some things with your money in that space. Humble Chef, welcome in. It's not bad. Nomads, yes. Nomads is what they're called. So they live this life where they get, hey, I got this membership at Planet Fitness, so for $10 a month I can bathe. However, if I want to get on a treadmill, I'm gonna have to get a different gym. I can take a shower at Planet Fitness, but I can't work out. Oh man, lounge, shower, and a spa for $10 a month, man. You can't beat that with a stick. You go in there and catch up on your sports on the weekend. Listen, guys, this is what I'm saying. It has been a year for me this year. I'm looking back over the year and my experiences and the areas in which I've grown, some of the things that I experienced coming into this year, some of the things that I've experienced during this year. And I know for a fact that one of the things that I had to make sure I was in no way delinquent on was ensuring that the behaviors and the steps that I took for my life, the things that I was doing for my development and growth, that I stayed locked in. I had to make sure that I stayed locked in, because if I'm losing my focus, if I'm losing my attention, if I'm not acting with intention and I'm just acting because it just seems like it's the next thing to do versus the thing that leads me along the path I want to travel, I saw myself losing traction, losing speed, missing goals and marks of where I wanted to be. Little things in financial behaviors, little things in relationship development, little things in communication and communicating and connecting with my family and my loved ones. All of those things required for me to stop, sit down and say, hey, this is the action that's supposed to be taken. And you can feel it if you're working on a relationship and you get to a point where it starts to get strained and it's not going the way you want to. You can sit down and say, hey, how many of the things that I'm doing right now am I doing intentionally? Or am I just allowing for it to happen the way it has always happened? Is it just becoming what it has always been? Am I being productive? Am I participating in the process? Or am I just like a secondary? We have to make sure as we go into this new year, we're continuing to have this same focus on growth and action. Stop being a bit player and a side character in your own life when we are destined to be so much more. It is not just about making money. It is not just about saving. It's not just about becoming what we think we want to be. It is honestly and truthfully about doing the things that we know need to be done for us to get where we're going, man. Thank you for being here today, guys. Again, as you check in, if you haven't done so yet, let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is where you are. Let me know what's going on. It's morning, noon, afternoon. We're talking about moving into the new year. The night is upon us. It is now 8:22 in the evening here on the East Coast of the United States. I know that as we move forward, as we continue to march towards 2026, we need to do so with an intentional heart, right? With a mindset and the intention of achieving. Can't sleep in, finish 3 a.m. Good gracious, what were you working on at 3 a.m.? And is that Finland? It says can't sleep in Finland. Oh, in Finland at 3 a.m. All right. So we have an insomniac in Finland. We also have an insomniac in Wisconsin. Top Gun, meet, who is this? FINRA, FINRA 111, welcome in. Thank you for being a part of the walk and talk today. What are we going to do as we go into 2026? What are we focused on achieving? What's your thing, guys? That's going to be the question. I think I'm going to post that as a question real quick, is what are we doing? What are you doing in 2026? Not what's your New Year's resolution. New Year's resolutions, it's like we're not resolving to do something. What we're doing is we're building on what we've already done. So it's not a resolution to say, oh, well, I'm gonna save more money this year. That goes without saying. Definitely going to do that. We're going to do that and not even think about it. We're going to build on our financial situation in one way or another. We're going to do things, but what intentionally are we looking to do? Give me just a moment, guys. My wife, so not in that order, coding 24/7 for fun and work. Okay. Quitting smoking forever. All right. So that's what's happening in the new year. Manu, we can't hear you. My bad. I muted so that I could speak with my wife. She was communicating with me via text message. My stream feed is so funny. Just finance, atheist debates in Japanese wilderness. That is so random. You have the Walmart of YouTube feeds. Like Walmart is the only place you can go buy a gun, mayonnaise, and like laundry detergent. Like it's like your YouTube feed is so random. At least your channel is free. Jaguar Right channel is not free. Not sure who that is. Aaron, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for participating, guys. So when we talk about growth, development, moving forward, taking advantage of being intentional with our behaviors and our growth, when we talk about moving into the new year and overcoming the addictions that we have, one of the things that we have to be, and like I keep saying, it has to be intentional and we have to pay attention to it, is we can't do it passively. Like I said, you have to get started with repetition. And repetition is just the process of getting started. It's a lot harder to just stop doing something than it is to start doing something else, right? So quitting an addiction is a lot easier to do when you put something else into that space. For me, one of the things that had to happen in order for me to be able to truly move away from some of the things that had been addictions for me is I had to start adding other things to it. I had to start adding other behaviors, right? I had to make sure that if I wanted to make sure that I was not eating late in the evening, I had to make sure that I was getting to bed. And so versus setting an alarm to wake up in the morning, I was setting an alarm to put me down at the end of the day. The next thing we had to do is we had to stop buying those things that were so yummy at the end of the day, like a salty bag of chips. Maybe you would enjoy a double stuffed Oreo, or occasionally, just occasionally, a nice strawberry crumbled ice cream. Just, something to settle you down before you fall. Dude, me and snacks. And for those of you who know, some of y'all already know, man, Popeye's chicken, dude, I had to take a stand. Popeye's chicken was getting me. Look, you know how I said earlier that $10 a month they can get out your pocket, you wouldn't even notice? Popeye's chicken was hitting us up so bad, it was almost criminal. Popeye's was getting so much money from me. Look, Popeye's chicken was getting so much money from me. I had credit card companies just like, they were like, you know how somebody spend money and they spend a lot of money on your credit card? Even if you spend a lot of money on your credit card, they'll hit you up and be like, boom, look, so we see that you're spending $1,300. Man, I was spending so much money at Popeyes. Citibank hit me up like, yo, so you good? Like, it's it's 10:30. You just ordered $29 worth of chicken. Are you out? Like, oh, man. So yes. So then what do we have to do? So some of the things we had to do is we had to make sure, look, we're eating out. This isn't even about improving my diet. It's just about saying that if we get in the process of cooking the food in the house, having food prepared for us to eat, that we're a lot less likely to eat out because we can't justify it. A lot of the times we justified eating out simply because, hey, well, eating out is going to be the best thing for us to do. You know why we should eat out? We should eat out because then we don't have to wash dishes. Oh, it's late in the evening and we've been so active and there's so much we do and we have a large family and we are active and we often are up late. And sometimes it just makes sense. Hey, let's get the food into the body, get the body shut down, and let's get into bed and let's start over again. So we had to start doing things like preparing meals. So no, we didn't start a whole food prep situation. It wasn't one of these things where all of a sudden we started prepping all of our meals and we were ordering and had a food plan. It wasn't that. It was little things like, hey, we're making fried chicken tonight. But on top of the fried chicken, we also like to eat steaks, and we also like to eat steak and cheese, and we also like to eat spaghetti. So we're going to make a few things today, and we're going to put them into the refrigerator. And when we want those things, we can get a serving of those things. One of the things it did is it cut down significantly. If you go from eating out to eating in your house, you're going to just reduce your caloric intake. It's that simple. Dude, it is that simple. I looked at how many calories was in the Popeyes meals that I be getting. Jeez, Mo Netley. Bama put a pound on look, things needed to change. So when we're talking about changing our finances, when we're talking about changing our behaviors going into the next year, the practical steps of things that you need to do is, if you're trying to quit an addiction that has hand to mouth, if it's a smoking addiction that you're trying to overcome, or if it's an alcohol addiction that you're trying to overcome, you can't just say, hey, I'm gonna stop doing alcohol, right? You're gonna have to say, hey, I'm gonna start drinking so much water. I'm gonna start drinking so much water and putting so much fluid into my body that I'm constantly running to the bathroom, and it's gonna give me a lot less space to consider the alcohol. I'm gonna start doing things where the alcohol itself doesn't have a place to be able to exist. We have to start like there are certain food items that you can eat. If there's almost everyone I know who drinks says that, hey, there are things that I can't eat, right? There are things that I can't eat when I drink. Perfect. You have a choice. If you have a choice to being overweight or being an alcoholic, right? Or being addicted to alcohol, I'm gonna go, hey, let's go with overweight. We can fix that. We can add exercise to that. We can do things, but we need to get you to start doing something differently, right? So what do? Whatever that food is that you can't drink with, whatever that food is that you eat and you're like, man, I can't drink when I eat this, it makes me sick. Start eating that. Put that on your list of things to become a part of your regular diet to help make that change. Say if you was a weed smoker, don't try smoking something considered less potent. Are you saying don't try or do try? Little cigarette or cigar. We must quit it all together. Freedom is behind all this pain. Not AI. No, I'm not AI generated black man. That was a whole statement. You could have just asked if I was AI. You said, oh, you're an AI generated black man. No, I'm not. I got too many flaws to be AI generated. I'm not falling for this AI. You guys are funny. So as we start to go through this process, if we're talking about moving away from something, here's something else I want to share with you guys. Listen, I'm not telling you what is or isn't good for you, what's right or what's wrong for you. I'm not trying to set a standard for you. I'm not trying to be the person who says, hey, well, you have to do this. That's why I keep saying, whatever it is that you're looking to do, you need to do it with attention and you need to do it with intention. But it needs to be something that you want to do. And then you need to figure out, how do we make this happen? And the reason that we have to figure it out is because where there is no why, there is no progress. See, a lot of people say, hey man, I want to quit smoking. And it's like, why? And it's like, oh man, it's just not good for you. You knew that when you started. Why do you want to quit smoking? Because as you start to go through that process of quitting smoking and you start to implement and add things into your life on a repetition basis, right? You can't be consistent at something that you have not developed the skills or the talents to do. So it just starts with repetition. And so, well, I'm gonna just start eating celery. Every time I have an urge for a cigarette, I'm just gonna start eating celery. I'm gonna start doing something else. And so then you start taking these steps. But what happens is at some point your body's gonna be like, why? Like, listen, I get it. Why are we quitting smoking? Oh man, it's just not good for you. So what? There's a lot of things that's not good for you. Now look, you'll have this argument with yourself and you'll start going through the process. And if you don't have a firm why, I mean, if you don't have something out there, if you don't have something in front of you, something that has your attention and that you're moving towards intentionally, besides just quitting smoking, just stopping this thing. I just don't want to do this thing anymore. If you're just trying to do this thing, but you're not having something that you want to do instead, you start to lose the drive. It starts to lose the power. And this is when so many people miss the consistency, because it starts with repetition, it goes with patience, and before you can become consistent, this is when all of the motivation is gone. This is when the classes just seem like something boring. This is when you've read all of the books. This is when you got patches up and down your arm. You spend more money on nicotine gum than you spent on cigarettes. This is when you've gotten to this point and you're like, why am I doing this? If you do not have a why, you will never move to consistency. Because consistency requires a standard to be set. It requires a mark to be reached. It requires somewhere for us to be going to. And if we're not going to anything, then our efforts aren't going towards anything, then it doesn't make sense to continue to invest the effort. We no longer have the attention to act with intention. That's why it's important to understand we're not just quitting something, we're moving towards something else. And as we start to move towards something else, as we start to understand that we're taking these steps and we're making this improvement in this space, we can now start to see the value of the behaviors. And that's when we move into consistency. And then that's when we have to persevere. That's when we know that this thing that we're working towards is more important than this thing that's been holding us down. I'm not jumping for you. Mano says, I don't know a single smoker that don't want to stop within themselves. It's all a trap. It's a challenge. It's a major challenge. 111 says, I smoked for 4 years, and one day I just meditated on the taste while smoking and realized it actually tastes. And I quit. Been 12 years. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's very simple. That's a very simple process of simply looking at it and saying to yourself, look, this tastes like crap. I don't want to keep doing this. What is Bruce said, I enjoy smoking. Okay, listen, guys. I'm not telling you to quit smoking or to start smoking. I'm just saying, in whatever the thing is that you want to do, whatever this focus is that you have, man, building wealth, connecting better with your family, communicating better, whatever this thing is that you want to do, we have to move into it with attention and intention. We can no longer sit by and passively. How many of you guys have been working this year at a job that you kind of like? Nah, it's pretty good, it pays the bills, right? Because you have to understand, and I've been sharing this, and I want to share this concept with everyone who's here right now. We do not work for money. We work because working is what humans do. It is the reward. Long before there was a currency to compensate us for getting up every day and going out and traveling and working and building and growing, before any of that was paid for with a currency to exchange for shiny trinkets, we did it because it's the essence of living. Working is living. And so what you do is you go to a job and you exchange your time for money, not your work, because there's someone at your job right now who isn't as good as as you are, getting paid the same as more. Or maybe you're that someone who is not as good as someone else is, but you're getting paid the same or more because they're paying you for your time, not necessarily the work that you're doing, right? So now, when we start talking about going into this new year, and we start talking about these actions, and I start talking to you about, hey, we have to act with attention and intention, attention and intention. We're on these jobs where we're kind of happy, but we keep wondering, if you're asking yourself, man, should I be looking for a job somewhere else? It's really not about the job. It's about you living your life. And you're saying, am I living my best life right now? Because part of living your life is that journey. Do I enjoy going to work? Do I enjoy the people I work with? Do I enjoy the conversations? Do I enjoy the customers? Do I enjoy the process? Do I enjoy, like Finna said, 24/7 coding, loves it, right? Wake up to it. Don't matter if send a check or not. I'm gonna get up and do this. But what I'm trying to share with you right now is that when we talk about going in the next year, and if you're thinking about, man, I'm not happy with my job, then you need to start taking a look at you, because that means, and a lot of people run from it, I know I did when I was young, that means that your body craves for you to do more. Your body is begging for you to do more. And now you have to do it. Manu says, you enjoy it. Bruce says, smoked since I was 23. I quit 3 times for 6 years total. I'm 65 now. I'm cool with everybody that does quit smoking, because I do want you to have the best person you possibly be. Enjoy it. A lot of people use smoking as a coping mechanism. That's absolutely correct. It's a fact. I enjoy smoking. Recently retired. All right. Bruce, 65. Manu's 26. Fenrir says, I was not happy with my factory metalworking job, and now I'm coding. Similar methods you're talking about. Right. This is what I mean is when I say, when you go out and you say, I'm kind of happy. Cool. I'm not telling you quit your job. I said this earlier today. I'm not telling you to get up and quit your job. Don't leave your job because you don't like it. Right? That's not what FINRA did. That's not what 111 did. Right? FINRA didn't do that. FINRA says, hey, I'm missing something from me, and went out and found it. It's coding. This thing is me. I like this thing. Will they pay me to do this thing? Yes, got it. I'm making that move. Not because I don't like my job. I'm not going to just leave because I don't like it here. Huh? A lot of people don't like it where they are. Maybe you're the problem. See, I'm every once in a while, I'm going to throw some things out at you. I'm going to need you to not be too sensitive about it. Oftentimes, when you don't like the way something's going, you're the problem, especially if you don't like the way something's going everywhere you go. If everywhere you go, everything is wrong, 1, you're really, really, really out of place, or 2, you're the problem. It's okay to be the problem. You just need to know it, right? You're like, because that means you are choosing to be somewhere that isn't situationally correct for you. I don't like pickleball. This new sport, pickleball, I don't like it. If I keep going to pickleball matches and I'm like, and I know I don't like this, I can't get mad at people who like it. I can't stand them constantly high-fiving each other every time they hit that stupid ball. Well, why are you here? Like, you're the problem. You're where you're not supposed to be. And this is what I'm talking about. Going into this next year, people, we have to be aware of ourselves. We have to act with intention. And we have to act with true understanding that we are paying attention and we're acting with intention. Fenrir says, I was not happy at the factory. Yeah, I did it while working factory, then did it with intention and making it my work. And here I am. Indeed. And I want to congratulate you on that. Stella says exactly 100%. Thank you so much for being here. Hey guys, again, if you're just stopping in, if you haven't had an opportunity to do so yet, please do me a favor, drop a thumbs up, drop a like. It'd be greatly appreciated. Doesn't cost you anything. If you'd like to share, donate, or contribute for anything you've seen or heard, that would be appreciated as well. But if you just take a moment to drop a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, it really helps, and I would appreciate it. This next year is going to be a great year. It's going to be a great year because it provides us. Thank you so much for the gift. It's going to be a great year. I appreciate that a lot. Was that from Bruce? Bruce Young, thank you so much. I believe 2026 is going to be a great year because 2026, I am 53 years old. And I've had New Year's resolutions, and I've been determined, and I've been educated, I've been well informed, and I've had good intentions for years, but this is the first time. This is the first time that I'm able to go into this next year knowing that I have firm footing and I have a clear laid out roadmap for 2026. I have a clear understanding of what I'm doing, where I'm going, and why I'm taking the steps to get there. And it's not just a matter of, oh, well, here's something to do. I know the financial growth and plan that I'm on. I know the actions that I'm taking on a daily basis. I understand how I'm working on developing repetition that will, with patience, will become a consistency and develop the discipline to financially supercharge myself for this upcoming year. Right? When they start talking about 10 times in something, and for a lot of people, it's hard to understand how to 10 times something. Right? When you start talking about 10 times in something, the first thing you want to look at is just look at your hourly income. 10 times. We always talk about 10 timings. Most people talk about it in terms of, oh, well, I just I just want to be able to make a little bit more money per hour, right? One of the ways I look at it is this: if you're making $30 an hour, every 10 hours you make $300. If you can find a way over the course of 1 year to return $300 back into your life, whether it's an investment, whether it's a reduction in how much you eat out, whether it's an improvement in your bill paying, whether it's being more consistency, whether it's a business, it doesn't matter. If you make $30 an hour and you find a way to bring $300 back into your life, you just got yourself another day off. If your job provides you with paid times off and with unpaid time off, you've just earned yourself 10 hours of unpaid time off because the work that you've done has put this back in your pocket. And like we said, money doesn't buy you happiness. Money's not going to make you happy. We're talking about paying attention and taking intentional steps in this upcoming year to see growth and development. I'm telling you from the experiences that I've had that have taught me that I need to be intentional and understand where I'm going and why I'm doing it has worked for me, and it's possible for you as well. It starts with attention and acting with intention. Thank you, user 39. Thank you, Manu. People, I understand that for everything that we're out here doing, for all the walk that we're taking, for all the places that we're looking to go, it's going to require for us to be engaged on a regular basis. The great thing about it is the more we engage, the more rewarding it becomes, because we learn to not only enjoy the benefit and not only enjoy the win, but we enjoy the journey on getting there. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for stopping in. If you haven't had an opportunity to do so yet, please drop a thumbs up, a couple of taps on the screen, a like. I appreciate it. It goes a long way. It doesn't cost you anything. It's just a great way, guys, to say you've been here, you've heard or seen something that you appreciate. I want to make sure everyone understands that what we're doing out here and this walk that we're taking as we're going into the new year is about us manifesting and bringing through to reality those things that we know are inside of us and that we're capable of. I want to thank you for taking a moment to be here. I want to thank you for sharing. If you saw anything that you've liked, that you've enjoyed, and you would like to share with others, please do so. It's a great time to do it. I want you guys to know that it's been a wonderful day. It's a great Sunday. I'm getting ready to head in and shut it down for the night. I want to thank you for allowing for me to share with you for this time. Thank you for continuing to be receptive and responsive to what I have to share. As we head out this evening, guys, I want to share with you something very simple, the 4 pillars of discipline. They're going to be repetition followed by patience, and you're going to need to do those to learn the skills so that you can behave with consistency, and that's where you will learn your perseverance. The first 3 things work on the thing, the last one works on you. And then once we develop that perseverance, we learn how to use discipline, we can point it at anything. And as we work towards mastery, we're guaranteed to see success. As we go and we end this day, and again, as we approach the new year, I want everyone to continue to act and walk in strength, understanding, and determination. Know the sense of yourself. Know that when you act when you pay attention and act with intention, you can achieve so much. Once again, guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. Thank you all for being a part of the conversation. As I head out, guys, as always, I want to let you know, keep showing up, keep blowing up, keep growing up. And until next time, you guys take care. God bless.